I have dragon makeup on. We're losing some light by the window here. So I may have to adjust some things. I know it's kind of weird to live stream during a show that everybody's going to be watching. But I figure we're all going to be watching it over and over. So like we can just, you can leave a comment or something when if you want to see my reaction to it, because that's the basic thing here. It's going to catch my live reaction to I'm sorry, for well, you've clicked on it, it's House of the Dragon season 2 episode 1. And that gave us quite a lot more light, didn't it? Lighting's going to be weird. There's nothing in this aquarium behind me. Tortuga was in there, but luckily I was able to move her out side. Oh, it's a delay. I'm checking what I've got here. I look like I'm really forward. I want to show the map, but I've been trying to get the right angle here. The lighting looks okay. It looks okay when I look over here. I just look like I'm really far forward. Got my Game of Thrones map up here. This is just a random, like, grid fence thing that I didn't know what to do with. So I saw a thing where you can, like, grow plants through those things. And I might try that. And here's my makeup in different lighting, by the way. I made a mistake with that second little blip there, but I just repeated it on both sides and it ended up looking like a dragon wing. I also have a shirt on that says, "Don't make me say Dracarys." Maybe I should come back this far? I don't know. I'm still trying to figure out the distance. This is my 3rd live stream. So, actually, can you see? It looks like you can see something different from me. Sorry, I'm messing with the camera. Okay, we're okay. So I'm not sophisticated enough yet to be able to like bring up a screen while we're watching it. So we're just gonna hear it through my camera. I'm sorry if that's annoying. I mean, you can set it up so that it's playing at the same time. Okay, I've got a bottle of water. I've tried rewatching the series a bit. I don't like that I'm facing sideways. Hold on. There we go. That's okay. The room's a bit chaotic behind me here, but I mostly just wanted to show the house, the Game of Thrones Song of Ice and Fire universe map. I was gonna bring Fire and Blood down here. Shoot, I forgot. Obviously, I'm not gonna pause during the show, so this is mostly just gonna be like my reaction to it. Hi, if you're here. So I'm hoping maybe some people will come in that we can like chat about it in real time. Obviously, that's what a live stream is for, right? But yeah, I'm gonna have to just play it. I don't even know if HBO would let me post a video where I have their content in like an inset window. But so I'm just gonna play it and you'll hear the sound and see my reaction. Sorry if I repeat myself. If I see people coming in and out, I might repeat some of the things. I have my dragon makeup on. Team Black for now. I have read the books, the book Fire and Blood that this show is based on. And I'm going to try not to talk over like really important bits. And obviously I'm not going to pause it while watching, but I forget what I was going to say. This is going to be like exciting and my brain is going to go all over the place. So yeah, we're going to watch it straight through, not going to pause. And if you're not here live, then maybe people can comment on it later. I'm going to test the sound. This might be weird for a minute because I might have to use, if nobody's in the chat, I see a couple people in the chat. If nobody's able to comment, though, I might have to turn my own sound on to hear if this works. My HBO app is like really low volume. I don't have my power cord. It's in the other room. Okay, hold on. I will be right back. I will be right back. Ah! Okay, so sorry. You can see my shirt though. I can't risk it like, you know, shutting down while I'm in the middle of the episode. Whew. It's getting closer to the time. Sorry about that. Hopefully I won't be interrupted by a contractor this late at night or whatever. Oh my gosh. My very first live stream, I had an AC repair guy get here super early, an hour early, and disrupt the stream. And then he was like the rudest person. I was like, I'm not giving you my money. He was also full of you know what, because we didn't need half of what he said. Yeah. Oh my gosh, if my computer restarts or something in the middle of this, I'm going to be really upset. That's right. Sorry about the camera angle. Trying to get this just right. Trying to get it right. I'm nervous. I'm nervous because I'm still new to this. My alarm just went off on my phone for House of the Dragon. Thank you, phone. Yes, I see. Okay, so I'm gonna just start playing, it's only 10 minutes, episode 10 real quick, just to see if the audio picks up okay. And I apologize if nobody comments on it. I'll have to turn my own sound on for a minute. Oh, that would be perfect, actually. Okay. I think it's working. All right. Oh my gosh. I thought I had a bunch to say, like, about this. I'm a pretty big nerd about it. I'll try not to, like, too emphatically say that wasn't in the book, because sometimes the changes are good. If we have a freaking ice cream man at 9 at night come through here, I'm gonna be really mad because I'm near a window, and we've got dirt bikes, my cat, the ice cream truck, and just random noise, like always going by the house. We shouldn't have that from 9 to 10 at night, but how do we know it's gonna be ready? Oops, I just clicked on Game of Thrones. I did not do a full watch through right before this, but I've watched it so many times, start to finish, that I just felt like, okay, I know. What did that say? Hold on. On the HBO homepage, it says, House of the Dragon premieres tonight. Sorry, today all we care about is dragons. Truth. I've actually been binge watching Dune Part 2 because it just came out to the HBO streaming. 8 minutes. I'm going to the series, but nothing else is there. I'm just gonna test a minute for sounds. It's on such a delay. All right, so I think the sound is okay. I did this for Aurora's new album, where we listened to the whole album on the laptop and the phone was streaming. So that is the theory again for today. George R.R. Martin, the author, is so good at creating gray characters, you know, where you don't know if they're good or bad, or they're 100% both, and you never know what they're going to do. You never know who's going to die next. I mean, yeah, it's completely X-rated as well, but who cares? Let's face it, some people are probably here for that. So I'm really into. Last year, was it last year or 2 years ago? I did. I called them vlogs, but they weren't really vlogs. It was just I recorded myself reading parts of Fire and Blood from that were shown in season 1 and kind of talking about the differences between the book and the series. Mostly because I could just go to my own video if I forgot what happens, and then I could like just watch the little video and be like, oh yeah, that's what happened in the book. So I might, like, if it was in my head, I can't get it out of my head, and it was just, I wanted to, like, you know, get more involved, so I just put it out there. My channel is art and animals. I mean, this is loosely, you know, related to the art part, I guess, but mostly I'm just a book nerd and I want to do this. Last season, it wasn't last year, was it? It was 2 years ago. For season 1, I did film myself reacting to it, but it wasn't live, obviously. I'm like pretty new to this. And then the audio, like, it was kind of mostly just me sitting there staring at it. Like, I couldn't hear the show in the recording. 5 minutes left. So, and there were some major events in the finale. I mean, Rhaenyra's stillbirth, and I'm assuming you've all watched season 1 if you're here, guys. Okay, so I'm gonna try not to spoil things that happen in this episode, and later in this season. But if you're here, you've probably watched season 1. You know what's up. So I'll talk about those events. What was I saying? Somebody tell me what I was saying. I could go back in my own live stream, but I'm not going to. 4 minutes! I'm in the camp that hated the Game of Thrones finale. I know. Hi there. I can't, oh, I love that sentence. Hi there, menace to society. I'm not gonna show the episode in screen. I don't know how to do that. Two, I don't think HBO would be happy about that and might take down the video. So I'm gonna play the audio. Like, I'm gonna be watching it right here, not pausing it, going straight through, and the audio will play through here. So if you want to like pull up the visual on your end, that might be the best way to do it. So you can hear the episode. But if you know of a way to show parts of it, I guess, or, you know, through the YouTube live, please let me know. I know there's lots of other streaming services out there, but this is my third ever live stream, so still getting used to it. I hope somebody has some comments about it. Like, I would love to kind of watch it together. I am on a slight delay because I'm watching my own stream. Sorry, I'm like talking a lot to a simple question. I think they left. Oh my gosh, 3 minutes. 3 minutes. I think I left that sentence unsaid, but I'll just keep going. Oh, I'm on a delay, so if you want to like sync the audio yourself when you're, or mute the audio on yours and just watch the visuals, you'll hear the audio through here. How do we know like when it's up? Like, I'm kind of hoping maybe it'll go up like a minute early or something. No, I don't want a season 1 recap. Just want it to start. How do I just get to the... New episode. Oh, it's there. Okay, I've got 2 minutes. 2 minutes. Episode 1. It doesn't have a name. All right, I'm turning the audio all the way up. I don't want to wait 2 minutes, so here we go. There might be ads. Okay, this is an ad for HBO. I'm gonna skip that.
I, Viserys Targaryen, Lord of the Seven Kingdoms, do hereby name Rhaenyra Targaryen.
Oh, it's good to see Millie again.
To the Iron Throne.
All right, it's a recap. I'm fine with that.
The king will die, and if Rhaenyra succeeds him, war will follow. The realm will not accept her, and to secure her claim, she'll have to put your children to the sword.
Kristen Cole will be named Lord Commander of the King's Guard.
This guy.
I trust you and your loyalty.
I will not fail you.
I need you, Uncle. Testo ti mer, pina uragon kostundau.
I don't want to see Viserys like almost dead.
Sacrifice.
That was really hard to watch for me.
The prince that was promised.
Sorry.
The king is dead.
Aegon is unfit to rule. He tolerated the prince's proclivities for years.
These two twins are going to be important.
Would you install your grandson on the throne? Remember,
Viserys' accent, my God. Need to tone down a little bit.
All hail his grace,
You're usurping the throne.
Lord of the Seven Kingdoms,
You'll never bend the knee.
and protector of the realm.
Knowing what happens next, she should have just burned them, man. This scene wasn't in the book, I don't believe.
What it's like to be fought over this treachery, to be sure.
I swear to ward the
If I'm wrong, let me know.
Alicent has not forgotten the love you had for each other.
I was gonna have the
No
book with
blood
me,
need
but
be
I
spilled. The realm
I'm not gonna
can
go
carry
upstairs
on in
now
peace.
and get it.
Girl destroys everything she touches.
Every man standing round the painted table urges her to plunge the realm into war.
The enemy have declared war. What are you going to do about it?
You have the full
Still doing the
support of our
recap.
fleet and house.
Prince Lucerys will fly north to Winterfell. Prince Lucerys will fly south to Storm's End. We must remind these lords of the oaths.
Or are they gonna show it?
I want you to put out your eye
No.
Give me your eye, or I will take it, bastard!
Giant question, how is Aemond gonna handle this?
The Greens are coming for you, Rhaenyra.
Ooh, so excited about this. I heard the beginning. Yes, I heard the beginning was changing. Oh, cool. I'm gonna need this beginning explained to me. Or watch it 1,000 times. That's King's Landing, right? Oh, this is so cool. Oh my god! Oh, the dragon mouths! That looked like the council with Jaehaerys. Oh, the long version. They're gonna change this up as we go, I bet, too. Looks like a TARDIS. It looked like the TARDIS was in the background from Doctor Who. Sorry. My eye is weird. That's the Stark theme. That's a raven? That's the Stark theme.
Duty is sacrifice.
They're spending so much time on this
Eclipses
bird.
all things.
It's not a real
even
bird, by
blood.
the way. I can tell.
All men of honor must pay its price.
It's a northern accent. So this must be Cregan
The
Stark.
North owes a great duty to the Seven Kingdoms, one older than any oath. Since the days of the first men, we have stood as guardians against the cold and the dark. Through its long tradition, the Night's Watch cultivated its strength from doomed men who had their life as their only
Taking
possession.
rocks out of it?
But my ancestor, Torrhen Stark, began a tradition by making an offering at the onset of winter. 1 in 10 men from our household was to be chosen to fortify the watch. This is not a sentence, but an honour. A duty embraced by all who serve the North, even by mine own kin.
The wall!
The
For the
North
first
must
time,
stand
announced the
ready.
dragon. That looks
Winter
good.
is coming.
Oh, the elevator looks good.
What is this then that falls from the skies and shivers my bones?
This is only a late summer snow, my prince. In winter it will cover all you see, and all memories of warmth will be forgotten.
It pleases me to think that over a century ago our ancestors treated in this very place. The Conqueror and the King in the North.
You, at least, had the mercy not to threaten me with your dragon.
They did skip over a lot in the book of him flying around Jaehaerys, or did they call him Jaehaerys? Jaehaerys. Jaehaerys is the one that got eaten.
Surely the great Torrhen Stark would have sooner died than bent the knee. Unless he believed the Conqueror could bring unity to the Seven Kingdoms.
You are right in that.
That unity is now threatened. The realm will soon tear itself apart. If men do not remember the oath sworn to King Viserys and to his rightful heir.
Starks do not forget their oaths, my prince. But you must know that my gaze
He's
is
got
forever torn
ice
between north and south.
over his shoulder. That was
In
the
winter,
sword that Ned
my
Stark
duty to the wall is even more
had
dire than
and
the
then
one
was
I owe to King's
executed with.
Landing. I need my men here.
Whilst your men guard against wildlings and weather, the High Towers plan to usurp the throne. If my mother is to defend her claim,
Oh, it's such a
to hold the
Stark
realm
silhouette.
united, she needs an army.
Like capital
War is
S
coming.
Stark.
To the whole of the realm, my lord. We cannot wage it without the support of the North.
That looks pretty good.
My father brought King Jaehaerys and Queen Alysanne to see the wall. His grace stood at this very outlook and watched as their dragons, the greatest power in the world, refused to cross it. Do you think my ancestors built a 700-foot wall of ice to keep out snow and savages?
Snow.
What does it keep out?
You know nothing, Jon Snow.
Death.
They shouldn't jump around in
I have
time
thousands of
in this
greybeards
season,
who've already seen too many winters.
but they did skip a bunch.
They are well honed.
So they're old.
I can ready them to march at once.
If your greybeards can fight, the Queen will have them.
They will fight hard, like northerners.
I hope the audio is coming in okay.
Urgent news from
The
Dragonstone.
heck? I lost my light. It must have been on a sorry. It must have been on a timer and I didn't know. Hopefully that's okay. Sorry. Oh, I missed what he said. Back at Dragonstone. Whose dragon is that? That looks so cool. Is that Melly's? Yes. Oh, they're showing a star.
Take your mount
Oh,
again.
she's haggard.
We're flying out.
I alone patrol over 100 miles of open sea, endlessly, to hold the blockade. Malus must gorge and rest, as must I.
We're going to King's Landing,
To what end?
killing Vhagar. I cannot face that hoary old bitch alone. With my dragon and yours together, we can kill Vhagar and her rider. Make it a son for a son.
Was this the Queen's command?
The Queen remains absent. I should be at Harrenhal, bending knees, but I must instead remain here to wage her war.
Or perhaps more simply, to
different.
await her return.
She has been gone for days. Too long. She is
Oh.
exposed.
She is grieving.
The mother grieves as the Queen shirks her duties.
It was a raven that brought me news of Lena's death. I existed for weeks in torment, refusing to believe what I'd been told. It was only when I saw my daughter's mortal remains that I could begin to mourn her. A raven has told Rhaenyra that her son is dead.
There we go. That was a huge question we had about
She needs
this.
to know it for certain.
She was a fool to go alone. What if Aemond would happen upon her?
Then I would pity Aemond.
Mhm. Oh, I love Matt Smith so much. He just, all he needs is
She's
his
not acting
face
on
to act
vengeful
with.
impulse that others might have.
If you'd have acted when you had the chance, Aegon's line would be extinguished. And Luke would be alive. Fly with me. It is a command.
Would that you were the king.
Ah. I'm glad that she's so sassy to him. Oh, this is gonna be sad. Oh, this scene, this shot was in the trailer. We were all wondering who it was. Obviously, we knew that was Rhaenyra there, but aw. So Damon said she's been here for days. Where is this? Where is this? Whose blood is on the ship? Ah. Corlys, Daemon, and Viserys are like the same generation, and Daemon never looks any older.
My lord.
It's a marvel she was able to return from the Stepstones at all.
Who?
Barely done, but done. 7
Oh,
more
the
ships
ship.
put out to
Sorry.
sea this morning to fortify the blockade. The gullet is fast, and we're not like to have the numbers to cover all that open water.
The gullet is going to be important. Remember that name.
I must have my ship back at sea to lead the effort.
It'll be many weeks yet. I'd wager. But I'll have a word with my brother to see what reinforcements the shipwrights can muster. The smithy delivered this earlier. My lord?
A sword?
I had this commission for Prince Viserys.
Oh.
I was very sorry to hear about your heir's death. It was the blackest of treacheries. Pardon, Lord. If it will please you, much to do.
They tell me that you're the one that dragged my body out of the sea.
It was only my duty.
I am indebted to you, Alan.
Alan! Oh! Oh, is he who is that who I think it's gonna be? Is it Alan or Adam that I'm thinking of? That was brilliant. Introduce a character in such a subtle way. Oh, that was okay. Greens, okay.
Mind your post!
What
Keep
whose
your
theme is
focus,
this?
men!
It's gotta be King Fleming.
Dragon! On the scorpion!
Who's dragon? Do I hear fire? Oh no, it's just the scorpion.
Scorpion ready! Hold!
Is that Vagar? That's Vagar with the holes in her wings? That's gotta be Vagar.
Stand down!
Do they not know yet? It's supposed to be a few days later. Helena. Poor Helena. In so many ways. Little precious babies.
Where is your Harris?
I'm not gonna say anything else.
Attending his lessons.
And those aware?
What do you need of him?
Taken into the small council. He'll be king one day. He must begin his instruction.
What if he does not want to be king?
Where is he?
The library. You must not interrupt his custom.
Aegon reminds me a lot of Joffrey, especially
I'm
right now.
afraid.
Don't be. They'd be fools to come with Vagar protecting the city.
Not the dragons. The rats.
Oh, she knows.
Queen is an enduring mystery. Is she not?
Her visions are called, I think they're called dragon dreams, or that might be something else. Oh, what is going on right now? Uncomfortable. Is that Kristen? It's gotta be. Yep.
There's a chill in the air.
I showed the feet again.
Summer is well and truly through.
We're expecting a small council, Your Grace.
I was gonna say something really graphic, but I'm not going to. He doesn't look like he was just doing that. That's another reason why I can't show it. I'm sorry, I missed what she said.
If you wouldn't mind.
Honestly, I do not. I think they had a relationship in the books. The books do a lot of like, it could have been this, it could have been that, depending on who you're talking to. That's Allison's theme there. The rats. Is that who I think it is? Oh, he passes right by her. I bet you that's who I think it is. Yeah, there's definitely a reason. Another reason why I can't show the thing in an inset here. Hopefully you can hear it. I'll try to be quiet.
Mother? What news?
Oh, look at the little baby. Oh, knowing what happens is killing me.
Comes.
The Stormlands should be ours after Prince Aemon's marriage pact to the Lady Floris Baratheon. I anticipate their sworn declaration.
My
It's
brother
one of the
is
Lannisters,
raising
right?
the strength of the West to master the Golden Tooth, but we...
What are those eyeball things?
That's very helpful.
My nephew, Lord Ormond...
I don't
must
understand
assist
those. I never
forces to
did.
sally forth from Old Town. They expect to march quickly, meeting little resistance until they reach the Riverlands.
My letters to Rhaenyra. Has there been any answer?
An apology for her dead son?
None, Your Grace. Between that and their blockade of the gullet, we must presume that the princess has
The gullet,
refused the
again,
offered
that's going to be
terms,
important.
and that war is now inevitable.
Perhaps your grace might lend his voice to our outreach.
Enough.
In hopes that new terms might be negotiated.
Not even listening.
Would someone please...
Is the heir to the throne bothering you, Tyrant?
No, not in the least, Your Grace.
Because I think he wants a ride.
Your grace.
A ride.
A pony ride. Wouldn't that be fun, Jaehaerys? Should the Master of Coin be your royal steed?
Oh my god. This is a very Joffrey thing. Oh, they're
Your
really
Grace.
hamming up his, like,
There are important matters to
unlikableness.
discuss, despite Sir Tyland's interruptions.
Very well. No time for amusements, Tyland.
Your Grace.
Off you go, Jaehaerys. Goodbye. Where were we?
Rhaenyra's blockade has placed King's Landing under strain. Those pressures will multiply quickly.
Well, we should have just killed her when we had the chance.
Regrettably, the opportunity for surprise has been lost, and with it the chance to end this conflict quickly.
They still haven't,
We
like,
must play the board before us.
If we are to
shown
break the
what
Six Days
Aemon's
blockade, we will need to
said
bolster
about
the
it.
Lannister and Hightower navies.
We do have need for a new master of ships. We could offer the title to the young Lord Dalton Greyjoy.
here we go.
What is your business here?
The king summoned me.
You do not have a seat at this council.
Aemond is my closest blood and our best sword. I welcome him.
Path to King's Landing is through the Riverlands. We must establish a toehold there. At Harrenhal,
The River Lords will either declare for me, or they will meet Rhaegar and Sunfire together.
Oh, I can't wait to see
And
Sunfire.
we can burn the blockade while we're at
I
it.
can't wait to
Rhaenyra
see
has
Sunfire.
dragons as well.
Mine are bigger.
If we loose the dragons to war, there'll be no calling them back. We must proceed cautiously.
Fat old Lord Tully will either raise my banner or see his burn. We should fly to River Run.
You are the king, Your Grace. You must not put yourself at risk.
And Vhagar is needed here to deter Rhaenyra from attacking, in retribution for the death of her son.
Errors were made in the hours following King Viserys' death. We mustn't compound them.
Are they
You've
not
already
going to...
demonstrated your might, Your Grace. We must now favor patience and restraint. I send ravens by the
He's
hour.
so
Many
good at being a
and
little
more houses
brat.
will declare for you in time. History and precedent.
Oh my god, this is so good. He's just insufferable. It's perfect. It's our...
Maria Grace.
Oh gosh, this guy.
I come earlier to have a word before the small council convened, but your handmaiden said that you were indisposed.
So creepy. He's so creepy.
What is it you wish to discuss?
Oh, she was doing it with Kristen Cole. That's what she was
I
doing.
have completed questioning the whole of the castle staff. They produced rather interesting details, but I am satisfied I have exposed all who betrayed our trust.
What of them?
They no longer breathe our air. I've chosen your new staff personally.
I wasn't sure what that sound was. Sorry. Oh, okay. Her in the tub was shown in the trailer too, and
Give me that. Your Grace? Just leave me.
could you imagine having to bathe with like a million people watching you?
Just leave me.
So they're gonna continue this like they used to be friends thread. I like that. That is, who is that? That's gotta be Cyrex. Yeah. I love the dress. Good for dragon riding. Okay. Oh.
Swing!
It's Cyrex. I just noticed Cyrex has a different call too. Oh, wait, is that Sunfire? No. I don't know why I thought that. The dragon is still a little janky for me. It's just not quite, like, that was really cool. But it still looks, in Game of Thrones, they looked like they were there. She'll probably be able to tell that it was, like, ripped by the other dragon. Aw. Rhaenyra's had some really gut-wrenching scenes over and over and over. Oh, so that they're so connected. The dragon's gonna probably help her. Does Cyrex look bigger? I think she looks bigger. I mean, it's only been a few days since the last season.
King Aegon the Magnanimous.
I may as well say that was in the books that she only found pieces of him. So.
Lord of the Seven Kingdoms and protector of the realm. Hail King Aegon!
The Magnanimous. Your Grace.
Let's have the first petition, my good Lord Hand.
Oh, he's gonna be so insufferable.
Good morrow, Your Grace.
Wait,
It's all right.
is Otto
No
still
reason to be
hands then?
nervous. What's your name?
Or is Kristen Cole hands?
Gerard, Your Grace.
Good morrow, Gerard. And how might your king be of service?
I should know
Tis
that, and
my
I don't.
flock. A tenth of them taken by the crown on the cusp of winter. If I'd had the time to plan.
We
Who
should
are these
return them.
dudes?
Your Grace?
You need your goats for the winter, don't you?
Sheep, Your Grace.
Sheep, even better. I shall make your flock of sheep whole.
I love that little like lean.
To all the crownlands that a tithing of livestock would be necessary to sustain the dragons for their increased activity and, pray not, eventual fighting.
Right. Perhaps we could just return his sheep. He came all this way.
If you return one herder's sheep, Your Grace, you'll soon find them all at the foot of your throne expecting the same.
They won't know.
When the
They'll
king
know.
speaks, Your Grace,
Notice his crown.
all hear it.
That's Aegon the Conqueror's crown. Viserys, Rhaenyra's father, didn't wear that.
After further thought, I have decided that I cannot
Just little
restore
Easter
your
eggs, you know.
sheep. If war were to break out, my dragons will require feed. Bring the next.
Salts always run scarce on the road to winter, Your Grace. We rely on ships from Essos for our supply. And now, with a blockade in place and
There's a
war
dirt bike.
threatening-
That treasonous blockade won't last long. I plan to send Vhagar to burn it to ash. Bring the next.
You shouldn't be telling them that.
Hugh, Your Grace.
Yes! Oh, he's important. Hugh Hammer.
Smiths are all proud to support Your Grace against Rhaenyra. But iron costs have grown. A lone scorpion takes weeks to build. To put it simply, we are struggling.
Makes
If we could
sense that he's a
Have the
smith.
crown's coin before we started work, it would bring great relief.
I'm
Not
gonna
just
have to
me,
do
but
that
to all the
series
Smiths
again
serving your cause.
where I talk about the differences.
You shall be paid, and paid well.
Otto.
My army cannot win a war.
Otto has the
All my forces
worst
should
job
continue
of
their
anybody in
making.
Westeros.
Our victory depends on the efforts of the small folk.
You have my most sincere gratitude, Your Grace.
Otto's just walking back down.
I'll hear the next petition.
Gosh, hearing the petitioners would be like my least favorite thing to do.
Your Grace, it filled my heart to see you on the Iron Throne. I was only a boy when Jaehaerys last graced the seat, but you brought forth memories of him, and he was such a deft touch with the small folk, just as your father did.
Thank you, my lord.
I wonder, do you have a moment for a quiet word? Is the hands want to keep a firm grip on things?
I bet you that's completely
You controlled your
built.
father.
Like none of that is CGI.
Jaehaerys had a certain reputation as being pliable.
I am aware.
I would think, as we find ourselves standing within a hair's breadth of war, that you would wish to be viewed differently.
How?
Otto Hightower was your father's hand, Your Grace.
So Otto must still be hand then. Hopefully I didn't spoil it by saying somebody else earlier.
Daughter,
I requested an audience hours ago.
there were many
Vehicles.
petitions.
I find myself wondering, do we pursue the same end?
Otto's like, I'm so tired, man.
I myself can't be sure.
I should tell you mine. It's victory.
And how would you define victory?
Rhaenyra bending the knee, and Aegon sitting the Iron Throne in peace, as Viserys wished.
Well, if that's how you describe it, then we are aligned.
Then be my ally.
I am.
An ally would not repeatedly cut my legs from beneath me at that table of men. I sit there and I feel your anger.
Frustration. These critical days since Viserys' passing haven't gone to plan.
It's not my fault.
Days, okay.
My sons both see you as the great example. The hand to 3 kings. Aegon is ever eager to prove himself, and Aemond is angry. Rhaenyra's son took his eye and was never punished for it. What he did, however vicious.
The caprice of youth.
Okay, so they think it was on purpose. Right? Did I read into that right?
Aemon erred. But he is fiercely loyal. He wishes to please.
And Aegon still heeds me. In private, at least.
So
But if you undermine my voice,
I have
both those
questions.
boys will grow deaf to it.
I'm going to have to watch this all day tomorrow, which I probably will do.
I hadn't seen it that way.
We only need to mind Aegon until the novelty of rule is spent. Once he tires of it, you and I can steer our course to victory.
A fine strategy.
Interesting.
Daughter. But you must accept that the path to victory now is one of violence.
I know it. But that does not mean it must be wanton.
No.
Dragonstone. Or is this Driftmark? That's the Valarian theme. Yep.
Search the hold for stowaways!
Oh, that's one of the twins. Eric and Arik, I think.
You.
Is that Visaria?
When last we met, there were
Yep.
2 of you.
Why is
Quite
she
well.
there?
Did you think I would wither in your absence?
I did not think you would flower a traitor.
You speak of highborn games. I am commonborn.
How long have you been selling secrets to Otto Hightower?
As long as he had gold to pay for them.
Who sent you fleeing from King's Landing in such disrepair? Hmm? You put Aegon on the throne,
That was the High Tower's conspiracy. I merely profited from knowing Aegon's movements.
but you delivered him.
The accent is much
He
better.
would have returned home eventually for gold and for respite, as he always does. I simply split the business along.
Business that ended with the theft of the Queen's throne and the murder of her son.
You only blame me because your true enemies are out of reach. My arrangement with the Hand was purely transactional. I held no loyalty to him. Certainly do not now. Otto Hightower was to me as I am to your noble ilk, fodder to be cast off.
What else do you know of him, his plans?
Little unless I possess nothing of value to you, Damon.
Don't be cruel to her. See, he's acting with his face again. My gosh, he's so good.
Have her moved to the cells. She is to be treated as a traitor to the crown.
Forgive me, my prince, but the lady speaks the truth. She was no agent of the Hightowers.
What is it to you?
A matter of honor.
Was it honor that made you stand by and watch as the Hightowers usurped the throne? You and your traitorous twin.
No, my prince. I'm shamed by it.
But one of the
That's why I
twins
abandoned the King's Guard
brought Rhaenyra the
and my
crown.
father and came here.
I don't care.
Oh,
Aegon was in your grasp. You should have killed him yourself.
I reckon our names of the King's Guard are just 8 and 10. And we swore the same oath to defend the whole of the royal family. So what were we to do when they turned against one another?
Dragons. So I don't know which twin that is right now. He just said it and I already forget. Oh, here comes another dragon. Dragon. Rhaenyra's back. Oh, she mad. She mad. This is very season 1, like
and the first men,
her just charging
Lady of the
through.
Seven Kingdoms and Protector of the Realm.
Did you find what you needed?
How much is...
stands at the ready, Your Grace.
Okay, good. There's still like a half an hour left. I'm like, don't let it be over soon,
I will
please.
fly
Like,
to
I want
Aragorn
to do
at
more.
your command. Set our toehold in the Riverlands.
Your Grace, my Lord Husband's blockade of the gullet moves into place. All seaborne travel and trade to King's Landing will soon be cut off.
So she hasn't spoken yet, Rhaenyra.
I want Aemond Targaryen.
I wonder if they're gonna go a little Mad Queen with her. I mean, it's kind of appropriate, but like... Oh, he approves. Did you see that tiny little smile? He is... Oh, Matt Smith is a genius.
In your years as a merchant of gossip, you surely accumulated spies within the Red Keep, servants who knew the
Here we go.
goings.
Scheme with someone else, Damon. I was once in your thrall, but no longer.
Nobody
A
talks like
transaction.
that. I'm sorry, but they don't.
Your knowledge in exchange for
It's okay.
freedom.
It's okay. It's okay. Oh. Wait, is he back already? From the wall? I guess so. That was short.
Lady Jane Arryn has pledged her support
Okay.
in exchange for a dragon to guard the Vale.
That's who he was supposed to visit first.
Lord Cragen Stark has promised 2,000 men.
Oh, he's okay. He's grieving too. So they just didn't show much of that. I'm glad they showed the Starks, but they... Oh, this is heartbreaking. That was her second-born child. Music is beautiful too. Where's Valerian's skull? Isn't that supposed to be... I don't know. This has got to be the place where young Rhaenyra and Alicent had that moment.
Valerie Florent.
Who was that? What does that mean? Layla, Rhaena. Oh, that music is gorgeous.
Sarah's Targaryen.
Oh, I wonder if that was her mother that she said before. Oh, and they're both having the fire. Oh, this is so well written. Remember, he was betrothed to one of the were they twins too, the Valorians? Oh, and there's the baby that grew up, I guess. I forget his name now. Is she gonna say it for her kid? The music, my gosh. This is so pretty and sad. Yeah, oh, I love this. That was beautifully done. Beautiful. Oh no. Oh no. Is this the start of the bad stuff? I guess it's technically already started because you saw the rats go by. Wait. Damon.
A tribute.
Is that Hugh Hammer? Or the Hugh guy from earlier?
Commander. Never gone for long.
Oh.
I'm told you bear a mislight for the high towers.
Yeah, it's gotta be.
Fuck the high towers.
It's a little Sandor Clegane moment there. Okay. This didn't happen in the books. I just
The
have to
White
say
Worm
it.
said you're one of Aegon's rat catchers. You must be busy.
Damon was actually at
Castle positive
Harrenhal.
crawls with them now.
I heard the White Worm was dead.
Her ghost told me you're a betting man. Fighting pits.
Dogs. And bones.
How deep your debts? I was also given to understand that you possess a unique knowledge of the Red Keep.
Michael's tunnels. A big rat's nest it is. I know them better than the shape of my own cock.
Okay. X-rated.
This is my friend. Tonight he's going to be your friend. You're to find and slay the Prince Aemon Targaryen. He has silver hair and one eye. Should be easy enough to find.
This is all new
But I understand
material.
he's quite good in a fight. You want to take caution. It's one half. If we get the other one, it's done.
What is that face?
What if we can't find him? We
But-
wasted precious days in this war of quills and ravens. Words are wind. You should be leading the van, and I should be flying cover on Vhagar. No castle would dare to raise Rhaenyra's banner against us. He would bring the whole of the Crown lands to heel in weeks.
Mayhaps we could petition the king privately to send us out. Rosby and Stokeworth, small castles right in the shadow of King's Landing. They would not want us for enemies.
We could add their levies to our
I have
own,
that map right there.
our host growing as we advance.
It is a canny scheme.
But moot.
Am I delayed a
My
lot?
brother is hostage to my grandsire and mother, and they tell him that a war of dragons can yet be avoided.
It is inevitable. They must see that.
Otto fears to upset the order of things.
I hope you can hear.
Alicent is simply angry.
Angry?
She blames me for starting this war, after she plotted with my father's council to usurp his throne. Her grace speaks with two tongues.
She has a gentle heart.
Just thinking about what he
Rhaenyra
was doing
is a
earlier.
Cunning spider. Long ago, she drew Alicent into her web.
He's still salty about Rhaenyra. Like, get over her.
It is not your mother's fault.
She holds love for our enemy. That makes her a fool.
This was in the trailer too. But... Oh, it's his sword?
Lord Hand.
Aemon's not standing up, of course. He's a little punk too.
Return to your post, Lord Commander. I must have a word with the Prince.
Okay, maybe now we're gonna get down to business. Please talk about what happened. I need to know more.
It would concern me, grandson, if plans were being considered beyond the ears of your king and his hand. You've a zeal to act, I understand. I was young once myself.
I only wish to serve my king and my house.
No, you don't. You want to be king.
You and Vhagar are the greatest single power in the realm. If it wasn't obvious before, it certainly is now.
Just the way he's
There are many
sitting is like
pieces at play here,
good acting.
some of which you can't yet see. I promise you, Aemond, you will have all the vengeance that you seek, but you must keep a grip on your impulses.
He looks so much like
We
Daemon.
both know that your brother cannot.
It's weird seeing him without that wig. Like, I've seen him in a few interviews, and he looks so different without the wig. I like him better in the wig, to be honest. Sorry, dude. Oh, don't hurt the dog. Don't. Okay, the dog's just gonna catch the rats, right? Why are tunnels this big not guarded? They need to say the word cheese at some point.
Bring the dog.
I need to be a symbol for the small folk as well as the nobility.
We could always be
What?
Aegon
What?
strong.
Well, they just wandered into the throne room?
It's a king. I need to be both. My mother and grandsire remind me like some helpless...
Are those just like Aegon's cronies? Like,
Who gives a shit what they say? My brother at least knows his place. He's as loyal as a hound. I can set him and his dragon on my foes at will. Keep your eyes down. I need a style that demonstrates power and commands respect. No one knows what magnanimous means.
I think Aegon the Generous, that would charm the small folk.
I like that.
Is there more straw? Aegon the Dragonheart.
That's it.
who was that supposed to be? That must have been an Easter egg, and I didn't know who the statue was. I'm gonna have fun watching this back and just seeing my first reaction to it. Especially once the series is like ended up. There's the rats again. It's important. I'm like nervous for the ending.
How do we get upstairs?
I'm definitely drawing the suspense out.
The royals live up there.
Right.
His voice is so low.
Different group of rat catchers working upstairs.
If we're to kill a royal fucking prince, where do you think we're gonna find him?
I got you in the castle. I thought the rest was your bit.
I could end you right here. Take the rest of the gold myself.
I know my way upstairs. I just don't know my way around.
Show me.
This is... No!
This way.
I mean, I already didn't like them. But now I really don't like them. Why do they have to do that? Just to get the dog to not follow them? Like it's part of the story, I mean, like not... They're certainly drawing out the suspense. But these characters were basically just mentioned in the books. There was no, like, interaction that I remember.
No one's here.
Alright, so that was the map room.
I told you, I'm not supposed to be up here.
Did you not hear the prince? No head. No gold.
But he approached the first guy. Where's the bigger guy? Where did he come from?
I'll search the next room.
That was like way too easy for them to get in there. I think it was raining in the books for this scene. I don't know why I remember that.
For the rats.
Even the music's winding up. Whoa. What is happening?
Stay still.
Who the fuck is she?
She's the queen, she is.
A son for a son, he said. Or does she look like a fucking son to you?
Over there.
He said one eye. Neither of the kids are gonna have one eye.
We need to get her in and get out. They both look the same. Which one's a boy?
Maybe that one.
But look for a cock.
The mother knows.
Oh, of course she's gonna know.
Anything but what I ask. And I'll bleed the whole lot of you.
Oh, she's got the scar marks on her neck.
Which?
I have a necklace. It's of great value.
That's not a son.
Poor Helena. Oh shit.
It's the other one. She's not going to give up the king's heir that easy.
They could find out. I'm glad they're not violating the children, but like...
No. She's telling true.
Hold him down.
Oh, this is gonna suck so bad. Oh, they're taking his head off. She's just like in complete shock. She's being smart about it though. What do they tell these child actors, like these like toddler actors? Oh my god.
Elena.
Oh my god. Gross. I don't know what's grosser.
They killed the boy.
Oh. Oh, she knows who's responsible. Oh! Okay. No, I want to watch the credits because I want to see if there's a next time. There's 12 minutes left, so there's got to be like a next time or something, right? So, okay, so book readers and just like nerds like me, we expected that scene is called the blood and cheese scene. Blood for obvious reasons. But I believe that was also like the nickname of somebody. I don't think they said the word cheese at any point. At some point in the stream, I was like, they need to say the word cheese. I didn't hear it. But of course, I'm going to be watching this a million times over tomorrow. There was that like switcheroo situation in the book. It was, I don't know if I can say it was more brutal because that was pretty freaking brutal. The Kristen Cole stuff was added. I think there was something that hinted at a relationship with them, but not like a direct scene. But Fire and Blood is written like a history book. It's not written like Game of Thrones is written. Okay. It's a preview. Oh, is this a whole... No. Yeah, it's a whole season preview. This is all footage we haven't seen yet.
Weakened my claim to the throne. Cannot trust you, Damon.
Rhaenyra's supporters will believe what they wish. And so will Aegon's. The significance of Viserys' intentions died with him.
There is a war brewing.
Oh, Alan comes back. Oh, that's Moon Dancer. The one with the stripes. I cannot wait to see her. The dragon. Oh, okay. So,
The Riverlands are the key to the war.
so good.
Harrenhal is the key to the Riverlands.
That's Caraxes. That's Damon's dragon.
Perhaps the presence of the dragon will sharpen minds around these parts.
Harrenhal was famously burnt down by a dragon.
Has never been trod.
There is
Aegon's
more than one
dragon,
way
the first
to
one.
fight a war.
I will not be seen as weak. You're already seen as weak, Aegon.
Beware how you speak to your king.
We must seize the hour and act before our enemy does.
Is there naught to be done but to claw for power?
What?
Master is terrible.
Will you preside over
We
it?
need to make Sunfire more fiery.
We must break the will of our enemy.
It That looks so good.
We have given the war to the dragons.
Oh my god. Are they gonna do behind the scenes
It's
now?
sacrifice. It eclipses all things, even blood.
In the making of season 1, we knew half that season is a prologue and half
Yeah.
of it is the first act of this war. To have season 1 land the way it did, with a rabid audience, fans of George and his books the way I am, we were excited to get into it because this is the juicy part of the drama.
Yeah, this each season's gonna get
The North
crazier and
owes a
crazier.
great duty to the Seven Kingdoms, one older than any oath.
Winterfell is the one place, the one corner of this world where news of Luke's death has not yet reached, and it is this hearkening back to a
They
simpler
don't really
time.
show
I wanted to go
much
to
Winterfell at
a place
all.
where we could experience that, if only briefly, and the North just
Very
felt
briefly.
completely the right way to go.
Ryan, when we did speak, it really helped me out because we would have conversations about how important these negotiations are for Team Black and the difference it makes in the war. War is coming to the whole of the realm, my lord. We cannot wage it without the support of the North. Well, it's all about history. There were pledges that were made back in the day, and Jace is sent to remind Cragen Stark of those pledges.
I do love the
Phil
subtlety
Greybeard
of the
can
Cragen
fight, the
Stark
Queen will
stuff.
have
They
them.
weren't like, I'm
They'll fight
Cragen
hard.
Stark. It was like
Northerners.
subtle.
Rhaenyra heard the news that Luke has died on a mission that she sent him on, so there's guilt involved. And she's a mother who's lost a son and has to go through the sort of necessary grieving
And she just
process
lost the
that Daemon,
the other
her
baby
husband,
too.
can't really appreciate or understand.
She goes and tries to make peace with Luke's demise, but she cannot settle in it because it is unsettled business until part of Arrax washes ashore.
Going in search of evidence is quite fundamentally important to her. I guess one of the sort of maddest things about death is that it seems sort of impossible, especially because really the overriding feeling often is you just sit with the absence, and so anything that has like a tangibility about it, I think, is vitally important.
I do like that
Hassan's
scene with
cloak,
Cyrax.
the
but
wing of his dragon. I think it's
it didn't really show
devastating,
like that it was
but
wing
I
like.
think it galvanizes
she just-
a
oh.
vengeful feeling, one that maybe she hasn't
Heartbreaking.
paid so much mind to previously.
I think that Rhaenys is probably one of the few people that Daemon knows he can't mess with, although I suspect probably wants to.
We're going to King's Landing,
To what end?
killing Vhagar.
When those two meet, it's kind of like a panther meets a kind of electric eel. Really dangerous combination.
He's essentially ready to go to war and get payback.
It was nice to throw those characters into conflict with one another.
Yeah, that was
I think
a really
you can
good
tell
scene.
from even her demeanor, the way Rhaenys thinks of Daemon. Daemon believes that he's, of course, completely in the right and has the power to order Rhaenys around.
Fly with me. It is a command.
Would that you were the king.
Where is Jaehaerys?
What do you need of him?
Taken into the small council. He'll be king one day. He must begin his instruction.
I
If he
mean,
does not want to be king.
those babies. They've made them more
One of the things
like
I loved about
innocent
Game of Thrones was character humor. And
angelic
you know,
looking.
we could spend a lot of time being dour in this world, and it's so important to have humor. And when I first saw what Tom Glenn Carney was doing with Aegon, I thought, he's finding humor where I didn't know it existed. And it's painful, a guy who's way over his head, who really wants to do well, but it just can't make
He
a
is
right
the
move.
Joffrey of House of
No
the
matter what he
Dragon.
does.
Aegon the Magnanimous. Hail King Aegon.
The Magnanimous. I think Aegon
I
is
didn't see the guy's
kind of
face.
father
was
that
like,
encourages bad behaviour because he finds it funny. He loves his kids. I've no doubt about that. He loves his
I'm
kids
glad they
dearly,
weren't more
but,
graphic about it.
He's not one to discipline them. If anything,
If you're here at
he's,
the end of
you
the
know,
stream,
having
you've probably
competitions with
watched
his
it,
children
right?
to
Like,
see who can be the most rebellious.
I'm glad they weren't more graphic
And
about the
often
killing
wins.
of.
Would someone please?
the
Is the
son.
heir to the throne bothering you, Tyland? We see him come into the small council meeting with Jaehaerys, and you know, he's spurring him on. He's wanting him to be more of a rebel, more of a nuisance, just like his old man. I think he wants a ride.
Your Grace.
A ride? A pony ride. Wouldn't that be fun, Jaehaerys?
So much
Master
like
of
Joffrey,
coin,
isn't he?
your royal
I mean,
steed.
so much.
It's meant to be a moment of fun, a bit, and yes, like Aegon brings his.
He
his
just joined.
4-year-old to work,
We're
but I
watching
think
the
on a
like
perhaps
behind the
nuanced
scenes at
character
the
level,
end.
This is the thing that
of the
Viserys
episode.
never did for Aegon. And Aegon did not study at the feet of his father. His father had his male heir and then essentially said, well, that box is ticked. He was ill. I think he enjoyed having a son, but didn't put in the work the way he did with Rhaenyra when he was a younger man. And I think Aegon resents that and feels that part of the reason that he's not seen as being suited for the crown or the throne is because he didn't get that training from his father. So now he's going to make up for that tenfold with Jaehaerys.
Yeah, I mean, Viserys was so kind, but he
been in a
really
marriage
didn't
that was loving,
parent
but
his
not exactly
sons very
romantic
much.
or physical for quite some time. Cole has got a lot of issues.
A lot of issues. Yeah, he's got a lot of
And
issues.
sort of classically handsome and the most messed up person in the story in many ways. You know, clinging to notions of purity and duty and just flagrantly breaking them
Yeah.
left and right. So there's a lot of complex
Who
things
would be the
driving
Kristen Cole
moves
parallel
closer and closer between
from
Alice
Game
and
of
Cole.
Thrones?
And it takes a leap forward, but nothing is simple with them. So for every leap forward, there's a pushback.
You cannot. Again.
There's a lot of wonderful tension there. I mean, I think there's love, but there's a lot of mess too.
Grace?
Good day.
I think ultimately they're two very lost people in a pretty unforgiving world.
Kristen Cole's pretty
I think there's
unsufferable
always
too.
been,
Insufferable.
since the very first
Just
episode,
like
Alice
Aegon.
and,
I mean,
had her
they're
eye on
really
Kristen Cole, and then she was a young lady, and now
playing
she's the
up
queen
to
of
the like
Seven Kingdoms.
annoyingness
It's
of the
paramount that she
Greens.
keeps it a secret because not only would her respect completely disintegrate, but her
And she's
stay
unmarried.
in the castle, and Aegon is so unpredictable. Who knows what he would do if he found out that his mother was having sex with his commander of the King's Guard?
Okay,
I mean,
so
not
Otto
only
is
an
the hand.
embarrassment. It would bring deep.
I was having issues
shame.
with this earlier. Kristen is commander of the
I
King's
want
Guard.
Aemond Targaryen.
Was that her only line
Rhaenyra
in the
has
episode?
literally one line in the first episode.
They
One
just
line
said
she
it.
says,
Yep.
Damon takes as pulling the trigger in our first
I
episode.
love
We
that
see
little,
him
like,
unleash something
head
that is sort of
tap
famous in
between
the
them,
lore
too.
of House of the Dragon. A nasty event that he triggers.
When Rhaenyra declares that she wants Aemond, I think it's an admission of a possibly shameful desire. And I think that admission is made directly to Daemon. I think it's also an admission of their similarity. She sort of discloses another way in which they actually share a darkness.
I want Aemon Targaryen becomes the battle cry that then resonates across the entire season, because that is the next domino to fall in this back and forth that sets in motion horrible attack and counterattack that continues, and the atrocities grow
Oh, there were
worse
so
and
many
worse as they go.
great scenes in this
In our story,
episode.
it's Miss Arya who has got her
A lot
tentacles in every part
happens
of
here.
King's Landing, is able to provide like connections for Daemon to exact revenge. I think it really is a big deal for the fans because it keeps getting referred to. And
Yeah,
I
Daemon
don't know
wasn't
the
even
characters'
around,
actual
like,
names.
in the
They're
books
forever
here,
in
but-
lore as blood and cheese.
Blood and cheese. Okay, so they just said it blood and cheese. That's what I was talking about.
Queen, she's a son for a son, he said.
The boldest thing
He
that I
also
think
said
we did
one
there was
eye.
decide to give the last 10 minutes of the episode over to these two characters that we had never met before, and rely on them to take us through the end of the story, and to see, hopefully, as they go deeper and deeper into the Red Keep, and as we're spending more and more screen time on them, that something horrible is going to happen in there. And
Yeah, that foreshadowing
knowing
was
that you're watching
amazing. The
Game of
tension
Thrones, and you
buildup.
don't know what is going to come for you from where, and seeing that play out, hopefully, is the fun and the horror for the audience that's yet to come.
I mean, I believe. Oh gosh. All right. So that was the episode, the like season little premiere thing, and then the like behind the scenes thing. Oh my gosh. I don't think they said the word cheese, which is bugging me for some reason. Also, Daemon, does Daemon have stuff to do with it? I believe he did have things to do with it. I haven't read the books since, like, the last season. Sorry. I probably should have read them, like, before this, but I decided to... Last season, I did, like, these little, like, differences between the book and show videos, and I'm already, like, my mind is, like, exploding. Like, I need to do a Blood and Cheese one. Because I don't remember the differences, and it's easier for me to just look up my video and watch it than like try to find it in the book or like notate the entire book or something. So I'm gonna have to do a Blood and Cheese one. I really thought they were gonna show more time in the North. I'm glad that they did at all, even though it was brief. And I love how subtle these scenes were. It was just like a little moment or a little, you know, facial expression, like here and there. And it showed like the whole theme of the scene. Oh gosh. I gotta work tomorrow. Like, I don't think I'm gonna be able to watch it again right now. I really, 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 really want to. Tell me what you thought. I mean, my mind is just racing. Like, there's so much happened. I mean, they really do a good job of writing like a lot of stuff in like, I don't want to say small scenes because there's some big ass scenes in there. I like what they did with Rhaenyra. And I love that that was her only line. That was really cool, actually. There were a bunch of dragons in it, but I still feel like they're just not quite the quality that the dragons were in Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones, I mean, there were less dragons. I understand it's expensive, but like, they looked real. They looked real. Is my eyelash like completely coming off? Okay, all right, that's my eyeliner. There's something about this that can't even talk. My brain's like exploding. There's something about the House of the dragons. They just look a little more two-dimensional. I think it's something with the lighting. Like, they're not. The lighting is like, it's there, but it's not the whole way around. Like, if there's a head of a dragon, like, there's just some spots where it doesn't look real. It looks two-dimensional. And, you know, dragons aren't real. I don't know what they could do better, but I can only compare it to Game of Thrones. I think the Game of Thrones dragons were like the best dragons I've ever seen. I mean, I've been watching dragon movies since like, I guess Dragonheart might have been the first one that I like was like an adultish person for. I don't know what I'm saying. I'm like just kind of racing through. Yeah, I'm glad they weren't more graphic about the children. I mean, they could have been. They've done it before. You know, Bran getting pushed out a window and stuff, but in the I'll go ahead and say what happened in the book for that blood and cheese scene. Just the little bit that I know was different for sure. Like, they asked Helena, I don't know if you've ever seen or read Sophie's Choice. It's actually, the book was disgusting, but the movie was okay. It's old at this point, but it was a similar decision to Sophie's Choice. And they asked her which child she wanted to sacrifice. And it was the same kind of like heart-wrenching, like shocking decision, but she chose the girl because of the hierarchy, power, you know, all that stuff. And they just cruelly just killed the boy instead. Like, they wanted to see like which one was her favorite or like preferred, and then they killed that one. Yeah. There definitely wasn't a scene where she ran through the hallway and found her mother in bed with Kristen Cole. Also, why was Helena just allowed to walk into her mom's chambers? Like, shouldn't there be guards outside? Or was the guard supposed to be Kristen Cole? It's so interesting, right? Like Rhaenyra, younger version of herself like chose Kristen to be involved in all of this, and then all this other stuff happens, you know, with him. It's typical George R. R. Martin. It's very Dickensian too. It's like they all come back and interact with each other, and at some point, you know, one event causes this whole other chain of events. It's, oh gosh, it's such good storytelling. I mean, it's weird though, like this is one of the greatest stories, but if I was to say, like, sorry George R. R. Martin, but if I was to like choose my favorite authors, he wouldn't be one of them because it's so long-winded sometimes, but the story is just so good. And now this show, like, oh, I was so super excited to watch this. And I'm super excited to see the rest of it. And I think there's like, gosh, there's got to be so many people feeling the same way right now. That's why I wanted to come on and kind of do a live reaction live, even though I realize a lot of people are watching it on their own. I'm just kind of rambling now. I still don't know if friggin' Aegon told anybody that it was an accident. Not Aegon, sorry, Aemond. Because he didn't... he was being really freaking mean to Lucerys. So it's like, what did he think was going to happen? Like, Lucerys was going to get injured or something. I mean, he looked shocked when Vhagar killed him, but like, was he really? Like, what was the intention there? I don't know. So I guess it's, I mean, just judging by the way he sat in that chair, it's like pretty obvious that he was like, yeah, he did it on purpose, you know, full of himself kind of stuff. I really liked the casting of that actor for Aemond since the beginning, and you can see the parallels very clearly to Daemon. It's just weird that Daemon never looks older. And Viserys was like a skeleton. I don't know what else to say right now. I'm gonna go, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go read the Blood and Cheese scene. So I marked the Fire and Blood book. I have a couple copies. Nerd. But I've marked it for like how much of the book was the first season. It's surprisingly not much. I put them up as like House of the Dragon vlogs, but I think they're now on a book playlist, but it was like the differences between it. And one of them mentioned, oh my God, what was I just talking about? Whatever I was just talking about, one of the vlogs mentions that, it mentions how much is left to tell this story. And it was like season 1, rest of the book, it was a lot. So there's a lot to tell, and it's written, I was trying not to talk too much over the show, but Fire and Blood is written as a history book, except there's a couple different people that are contributing to the history, and the dude that's writing the book, so there's a character writing about what other characters are telling him happened, or he said, she said, whatever. So there's not really like a reliable narrator. So the truth is probably somewhere in the middle, right? Or it's made up, so it could be either way. But the books are very sparsely written. They don't go deep into like motivations necessarily. It's just like, you know, this happened, I heard this happened. And some of the tales are much more X-rated than others. And it's kind of annoying sometimes because you'll read this whole set of paragraphs about what might have happened, and then the character author is like, but that probably didn't happen. It's like, well, then why don't we just read it? But it's brilliant for stuff like this with this show. Like, they can take pieces of all of that and make it somewhere in the middle, or, you know, give you the reasoning behind it, and it makes such a big difference. I thought this episode was brilliant. Honestly, I thought there was going to be more with the Blood and Cheese, like actual murder part, the murdery part. I don't know how they could have expanded it, really. I mean, they drew it out throughout the whole episode, but I mean like them actually being in the room And how did they get out? I don't know. There was just kind of some weird, like, how does this happening? You know, kind of loopholes, is that what it's called? I don't know. Doesn't matter. It was brilliant. The things they did right, they did brilliantly. I cannot wait to see the rest of the season, and I can't wait tomorrow to watch, first of all, to watch this over and over again, but also to watch the YouTube videos that break it down and explain what these things mean. Like when that statue was in the throne room and I was like, wait, who was that? It kind of looked like Viserys, but I don't know if they would have gotten the statue in like a couple days. I don't know. I can't wait. And I'm going to see things in it like each time, I'm sure, and people are going to be talking about it. It's just, gosh. So many people said they'd never watch it again because of how Game of Thrones ended, and honestly, I get it, because I was pissed. But, like, we're watching it, and it's amazing, and it's just a tribute to how good of a story George R. R. Martin created, and how big of a world he created. I mean, can you see the map behind me? So this part over here is Westeros, where all of this is happening. The whole rest of it is Essos, which is where Daenerys was for like seasons 1 through 6, I think. It's a much larger area, and it's representative of the world that he created. It's like, and Tolkien's like this too, right? Where it's like they drop you in the middle of it, and the story goes backwards, it goes forwards, and there's all these side characters doing things at the same time. So it's like it's this fully fleshed out world. It's amazing. And yeah, we're all like super drawn into it. So plus dragons. Dragons. I don't know how they're gonna keep people's interest if they start telling stories without the dragons in it. And I know that they're gonna do hedge knight, not the hedge knight. What are they calling it? The Dunk and Egg stories. Dunk and Egg. So we know from Game of Thrones that eventually the dragons have died out. Okay, so we're gonna get there. Trying not to spoil how or when or anything. I mean, if you're a reader, you know. But Dunk and Egg happens after the dragons have died out. And I don't know if they're going to be able to like keep people's attention as much. Like there was also a show in development about Corlys Velaryon like traveling the seas and getting all of these voyages and adventures, and like he took souvenirs from these different places, and I think that would work because of the actor that plays Corlys Velaryon, except they're really aging him up. Of course, this would be a younger version of him, but like I wouldn't normally have been interested in that, but because of the actor that plays him, I would totally watch that show because I like the actor. If they go to a younger version, I mean, obviously the actor himself is not aging up, but like, would they make, I don't know. They're talking about now it's like going to be an animated series, and I'm like, I don't know if I'd watch it without any dragons or without like the actual people that I already know and like the characters. I'd probably try it, but I don't know that I would like it as much. And I'm worried about that with Dunk and Egg as well, because they're not telling the Targaryen story in order. There's a lot of rumors and like hope that they're going to go back to the beginning and show Aegon's conquest, and we're finally going to get Balerion the Black Dread, the biggest dragon ever, and I don't care if it like through the laws of physics wouldn't fly. They better make him the biggest creature we have ever seen on television. Because even like Vhagar's obviously big, but I still don't think she's big enough. And I know other people agree with me too. I don't know. But they should have started with Aegon, the Conqueror. There's a lot of Aegons, guys. There's a lot of Aegons, and they're only numbered when they become king. So, is this Aegon the third, or I don't remember. I'm gonna go read the books again. I may keep pace with the show, or I may read a little beyond just to refresh my memory. And then, yes, subscribe and stay tuned for some breakdowns, because I'm not as good at that as some of the other channels. There's a channel called Emergency Awesome, I think, that does some great breakdowns, and then there's one called Talking Thrones, I believe. And they always have like a complete episode breakdown, Easter eggs, WTF moments, like stuff like that. And I love it. I learned so much about it, and I get so much more into it. It can get a little spoilery, because they're like, this might happen this way, or this might happen this way. They're really good about like labeling it. But sometimes I like to just be surprised by what the show's doing, instead of like thinking about what they're rumored to have done. Like, I did hear a rumor about Rhaenyra only saying one line, but I didn't read the whole thing or watch the whole thing, because I didn't want to know. I was like, I just want to see it unfold. Gosh. Not disappointed at all. I don't know why they're telling the Targaryen history out of order. This is a very dragon-heavy period of the Targaryen history. So I guess I understand why they went here next, because they weren't sure how the fandom was going to feel about another show. But honestly, I think Aegon the Conqueror would have been like just as good. And yes, I want Henry Cavill to play Aegon the Conqueror. It's not going to happen, and I'm going to be sad. Eventually, though, they're supposed to do it. They're kind of going back in time, and I wonder how far back they're going to go. Like, Game of Thrones was about, not 300 years. Aegon was 300 years before Daenerys. Daenerys, go back, I think, what was like 100 and something years to, this is called the Dance of Dragons. And then they're going to go back to Aegon's conquest, and then where? I mean, there's a whole bunch of stuff that happens not having to do with the Targaryens. Like, they keep going back in history. They could go into Valyria and show the doom of Valyria, which is like not really that much written about. Oh god, that would be amazing. But they're gonna do Dunk and Egg, who's kind of out of order, and I don't know. It bothers me that like it's not linear, but I get it. And I really like the episode. So please leave me a comment. I'm gonna sign off here in another minute. I see some people on, and thank you for jumping in. I hope this was audible and you could hear what was going on, and that it wasn't too annoying the way that I had to do it. I don't know that I'm gonna do these for every single one. There's only gonna be 8 this time instead of 10, but they're gonna be epic, like really epic. So, all right, my computer's doing weird things now too. Yeah, I don't know. I'll see how many people comment on this like after the fact, because I'm sure a lot of people were watching it on their own and not, you know, in a live stream. But if you were here, I appreciate it. I appreciate it. I see the numbers go up and down, you know. And I'm new at this live streaming thing, so hi. We do art and animals. Dragons, I know, are not real animals. But this is definitely artistic. And we do art videos on Tuesdays. A lot of makeup stuff. But books, music, dance, there's a lot of things. I don't really do visual art like painting or anything. But yeah, something in the art category. If it's kind of out there, I usually do it on a Sunday, which this actually is going to serve as my Sunday video today, because I was too excited to put anything else up. YouTube will have this posted in like shortly. It does it pretty fast. So we do art videos on Tuesdays, animal videos on Fridays. I am a falconer in the US, and I try to make it a falconry Friday. Often it's with friends, though, because I have a lot of other animals, and I like to feature all of them. And then Sunday, it's kind of whatever is going on. Like today was House of the Dragon, like live stream day. I live stream a makeup thing previously. You can check out in the live like section of my page. YouTube doesn't like when you switch topics that much, but you know, people might think, oh, well, who's interested in falconry and makeup? Me. This is my life. And when I tell people about it, they're usually like, wait, what? And are interested to hear more. So it inspired me to do this channel. And I created the brand FlyOn, and it means birds. It means, you know, through your mental health struggles. And it literally means flying through the air when you're doing like trapeze and stuff like that. So thank you for watching if you're here currently or you're watching in the future. Gosh, I can't wait to dig into this episode. It's bringing, it's hard to reread the books, like especially the Game of Thrones books, because they're so long and dense. He's supposed to have a Fire and Blood Part 2, but it's not going to be what's in this series. I don't know. Okay, I'm going to go read and then go to bed and try to get to sleep, which is going to be impossible. I'm going to take off this crazy makeup somehow. It's probably going to leave lines on my face for a while. So yeah, talk to you soon. It's going to be an exciting 8 weeks. Gosh, it's all summer. Oh, I already feel like summer's over. Anyway, okay, all right. Well, thank you, and I'll talk to you soon. Let's see if I can figure out how to end this live stream. So take care now. See you soon. Bye.